Alright, so on UK2's turn, he went ahead and took Finland up here. So obviously the US is coming up here. So he'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defending. I've got 4 that could attack. I could do the whole carrier build up here in Season 4 and do that to have 6 attack. But 6 attacking, 5 for 3 transports, probably 2 transports as he may not even bring the second one up there. Eh, not really feeling it a whole lot right now. Most likely, this fleet is going to come down to here because I've only got 4 that could hit it. He'll have his 5 there, so they'll be safe coming into 13, which means on US2, so on US3, they'll be threatening all of North Africa. So Germany 3, we're going to go ahead and push these guys on into Egypt. No reason not to. We'll probably go ahead and blitz the tank through, and maybe he gets lucky, and then the guys into Egypt, and so that way he can't strike him except for with air. If the tank lives, hopefully the tank lives. If it doesn't live, then well, it was a waste. Anyways, moving on. Of course, we got this bit to deal with. If I pushed everything I possibly could at India for J3, so he built 1 infantry, 2 fighters down here this term. But if I pushed everything I could, so these 4 guys go in, a transport grabs these 2 in here, a transport grabs 2 more guys in here and drops them. Then we're looking at a situation where the other 2 transports can grab the 2 tanks and 2 infantry, drop the tanks here, and bring these 2 infantry back, and then those 2 transports could grab those 2 guys plus the 2 guys they dropped off. So all of these guys plus the 2 guys down here plus these 2 guys. So we got these 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 16 guys. We could build 2 bombers if we wanted to. And we bring all our air and everything into within range. And that still doesn't quite give me India. Assuming he flies the fighter back, he could build 3 fighters in India, bring these 2 guys back, bring these 3 tanks back, this tank back, as well as these 2 fighters back, and he could just defend it. Um, of course, if he does that, then he gives up over here temporarily, and so forth. But then I'm losing out on the income here and here by doing that, which I don't really want to do that. But the prospect that J3 is kind of close, being J4, maybe there's a little more opportunity. I want to try to really pressure him without overcommitting myself. And so this is one of these times that I may, depending how this battle goes, if I don't lose anybody here, then I might push and go for a little mini stack here, make him react, and then go back. But I'm still going to go into the China, so he'll be able to defend it. But if I can stack Burma and hold it and make him react to it, if I have to bring Russians down this way, then that could potentially free up West Russia. So lots of things to think about here. Uh, so I'm going to do something I'm going to take an approach I've never done before. And on J2, um, I'm going to try doing this. And this may be a huge mistake. I'm not going to lie. So I'm kind of planning already using 1 transport to grab the Philippines and 1 transport coming down uh, to C Zone 36 at the very least. Possibly to C Zone 47 if things don't go well, where I could just grab a guy and go and just bring 1 guy from here. Well, it's going to depend on what happens here, if we lose a guy or not. If we don't lose a guy, then we're going to go for the stack. If we lose a guy, well, then we'll figure it out. But additionally, I'm going to go ahead and buy a transport because I do want to continue to develop to either 5 or 6 transports. And so right now I've got 4 transports on the board. And we're going to buy a bomber. Because if I do stack Burma, that extra bomber is going to make him have to think about it at least. Again, he can defend it. I'm not going to say that he can't defend India J3 because he can, even if I bought 2 bombers. But he's going to have to move some units. He'll have to use some Russians and think about a heavy build here and pulling these guys back. And so if he has to think about pulling these guys back, then it gives opportunities. So plus it means he won't be able to necessarily use these guys to strike Egypt when I move them in, right? So that's the whole idea here, is that we're not really thinking that we're going to take India. We're just going to put enough pressure on it that the Germans should be able to get into Egypt and or West Russia. That's our goal. If he chooses to be defensive of these, then he may pull out temporarily, and then we figure out what we do there. Potentially go for a J4 take and stack of India. So that's what we're going to give a try at. It is putting a little bit of damper of a slower development here because I'm only going to have 3 transports grabbing off of here, so we're only grabbing 6 units. I do need to make sure I watch out that he has his sub up here, so I need to make sure I don't goof and forget about him. But I want to go ahead and put all my fighters in here, so I don't really need my carriers in range of India, so I'll probably pull them back. He doesn't have anything that can reach 61 this turn. No bombers that can reach. Fighter can't reach. So yeah, we are going to take these guys. Got nothing better to do with these guys, right? So let's just make sure we kill it. Could do this. I think I like this. Make him even think more about India. Now, this may have been a bad move because it is slowing me how many units I'm taking from here next turn. So maybe this wasn't a smart move. We shall see. I've got some ideas of how to play with it depending on what happens. I may have to pause to recalculate what my odds are on defending Burma. But we'll see here. Okay, so let's see. I think that's all the attacking we're doing. Let's go bomber. Sixes, sixes. Let's see some sixes. Sixes. Oh, there's one 6. I see a second 6. All right. Well, better than better than getting shot down. So I'll take any little bit. If nothing else, it'll make him think I'm going for India. So I certainly hope I get a hit. Key is let's see more sixes right now. Let's see another 6. Let's see another 6. Let's see another 6. All right. So I'm gonna do my calculations again and see what the my Burma odds are here. Pause the video for a second. So yeah, we're gonna do this. I think we're gonna make him have to react at the very least. Normally I'm not a fan. So just want to double check that he has nothing in range, so we can go ahead and move another battleship over here. Maybe pull another carrier back just to be safe. So you know what? Let's move the sub back this way. Just keep one carrier up front. Keep you there. So now these guys are ready to go to West Russia, if that's what opens up. So we got 8 units coming here. 6 and 3 is what he can attack with. He has to be a little bit careful because I will still have... Oh, we do need to get these guys. I'm like, wait a second, where's the rest of my troops? 4 guys plus all my airplanes that can hit here. So, we'll see if he takes that bait. And so my backup plan, if he does everything really well, is one transport's grabs the DE guys here, the other transport comes here to get ready to expand in the south, picking up 1 and then picking up 2, and then we'll have my, and we'll buy my 4th transport back here, or I could just move 1 transport back, we'll see, but we got backup plans. I think that's it. I always hate these spaghetti lines because I'm like, oh man, I'm forgetting somebody, something somewhere is just sitting exposed. I also like the 2 transports in C-Zone 36 early when they do the 3 infantry here, because again, if nothing else, we can come back with the 2 transports, get transport number 4 up and going. So that extra bomber bombing India, hopefully that gives them something to think about. So here's what this is looking like. Like I said, he could attack here, but he's got to watch out for these guys jumping over with my battleships and cruiser. And we're also threatening Alaska up here, so he's got to be mindful of that because we could decide to go to Alaska next turn. Where we're weak is right up here, but it was helpful that he didn't have anybody in Kaza, so have to blitz a tank through, which would be risky. So, you know, we'll lose him, and he could stack that, and then we're going to have to counter, either go all in on India and lose some China ground, or we'll counter this and then regroup by pulling these guys back and going back that way. This is the one, I don't often do this J2 move here, but if I'm going to make a threat on India that I'm willing to bail out, I want to do it early so I don't slow down the progress to Kaza. This case, I'm okay with this because of all the other pieces that are in play right now, that I feel like it's going to be enough pressure to win me at least Egypt or West Russia, if not both of those. So there we go.